Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? I hope you are ready to follow my lecture with the topic Introduction to Tropical Capture Fisheries. First of all, I would like to explain the definition and terminology related to capture fisheries. What is the capture fisheries? Capture fisheries refer to all kinds of harvesting of naturally occurring living resources in both marine and freshwater environment. On a broad level, capture fisheries can be classified as industrial, small scale or artisanal, as well as recreational activity. And a more specific level includes reference to the fishing area, gear, and the main target species, such as the North Sea herring purchase fishery, Gulf of Mexico shrimp troll fishery, Southern Ocean Patagonian toothfish longline fisheries. This is the example for the temperate zone of the fisheries activity, of course. Fishing is an activity to obtain fish in waters that are not in a state of being cultivated by any means or method, including activities using ship to load, transport, store, cool, handle, process, and or preserve them. This is, of course, according to Indonesian Fisheries Law number 45 2009, Article 1 and 5. When we're talking about fishing technology, what is fishing technology? Methods and processes used to catch fish and other aquatic animals for various purposes. Fishing techniques or methods are one way of catching fish with a fishing rod. Fishing methods include catching fish by hand, for example, spears, nets, fishing rods, and traps. According to Von Brand 2005, he classified 16 classes of fishing methods. For example, fishing without tools, fishing by diving, fishing by stuffing, fishing by spears and rifles, fishing by tongs and racks, fishing by trapping, fishing by casting nets, and etc. According to the ministerial decree of Indonesia, especially the Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries, number 6 Man 2010, there are 10 types of fishing gears, such as encircling nets, seine nets, drag nets, rigs, lift nets, cast net, gill nets, traps, lines, and clamping and wounding gears. Three categories of fishing technology, as I already mentioned before. They are traditional fishing technology. This is, of course, based on hereditary custom. So they learn from their parent or grandfather how to catch the fish or use local skills, tools, and material. And the second, intermediate fishing technology. This is also local skills, local tools, clear work program, and based on research tool. So the intermediate fishing technology usually called with artisanal fisheries. And the third, modern fishing technology. In the modern fishing technology, they implement mechanical and electrical imported materials. They use imported material, clear work program, and also based on the advanced research. This is the figure for traditional fishing activity, and you can show here also the intermediate fishing technology, and in the right is the modern fishing technology. So we can see the differentiate between traditional, intermediate, and modern uh, in terms of the use of the boat and also the use of the modern equipment. Next, I would like to explain about fishing units. Includes fishers, fishing gears, boat, and a variety of auxiliary gear with various design and shapes. So fishing units has three main components. Fishing gear is the first component, is a means used to catch fish and is an important subject to study because of its many types and variation. And also we after fishing gears also the important one also fishing boat and also fisher. The targeting of the fishing activity of course fish. What is fish? Fish all aquatic organism, including aquatic plants and coral reefs that can be utilized by humans because they have economic value. Fishing boat or fisheries boat. This is ships, boats, or other floating material used to catch fish. Sport fishing operation, aquaculture activity, fish transportation, fish processing, fisheries training, and fisheries research or exploration. So you can see here the vessel or fisheries boat in the left. This is the fisheries boat uh, for the specific uh, uh, tuna longline activity like this. And this is also the kind of fishing boat. And in the right side, this is also fishing boat for uh, troll line, troll lines. As you show, they use rig in the side left and right side. Fishers also the important component of the fishing unit. As you know, fisher, a person who is actively engaged in fishing operation, either aquatic animal or aquatic plants. The skippers and ship's official, deck and engine, cook who work on board fishing boat are also fisher. People who only make nets, transport fish, goods, or equipment into the boat, fishing vessel are not considered as a fisher. This is the figure show you the fisher fisher activity. For example, they catch the fish and they uh, bring the fish to the port, or they landing the fish and then sell to the auction hall. This is also the activity of traditional fisher, like this, the artisanal fisher. Fishers also divided into fully fisher. Fully fisher is a fisher who all of their working hours carry out fishing operation or aquatic animal or aquatic plants. The main part-time fisher, fisher who most of their working time to carry out fishing operation, and the last, the additional part-time fisher, fisher who have a small part of their working time to carry out fishing operation. This is also important to be know about the exploratory fishing, the capture fisheries activity. Fishing activities are related to surveying and prospecting fishing, and also the demonstration fishing. Fishing activities using standard tools to be shown to fishermen. Sorry. Fishing survey. This is also the important terminology in the capture fisheries activity. Survey fishing. Fishing activities to reveal the distribution and abundance of fish using standard tool. Prospecting, prospecting fishing. Fishing activities where the species of fish is not known, as well as the suitable fishing gear to catch it. And commercial fishing. Fishing activities for profit consisting of industrial fisheries, industrial modern fisheries, and artisanal or community fisheries. And next, leisure or sport or game fishing, or we call it also recreational fishing. Fishing activities to get benefits in the form of satisfaction. I would also to explain about characteristic of tropical capture fisheries. As I already mentioned before, in the temperate zone, so we can specific capture a certain species of fish because the variation or the biodiversity of fish species in the temperate zone is low, but the number of population is high. So we can catch the specific target species, but not in the uh, tropical zone or tropical water. For example, fish resources in the tropical water, so we have multi-species, multi-species of fish, high fish biodiversity. So the fish species are associated with each other in the same ecosystem. And also fishing gear. The fishers use various fishing gear. No specific fishing gear for catching a specific species, because in the uh, tropical waters or tropical zone, there are so many species of fish. So one fishing gears catch so many species of fish. So if we call the target fish the target species, so in percentage or in composition, only less than 50%. So we cannot catch more than 50% of the target species. And also, tropical capture fisheries has characteristic uh, on fishing activity, generally done by the majority of small-scale fisher, or we call it with artisanal fisheries. As I already mentioned before about the catch of fishing activity in the tropical capture fisheries, they their composition or they have various fish species. The composition of the target fish is less than 50% of the total catch, so difficult to catch. The target species uh, higher in composition, like in the temperate zone. So in the temperate zone, we can catch the target species uh, approximately to 90% compared to the other species. If we call with the fishing uh, activity, this is the economic activity. So we can call also business system of capture fisheries. Capture fisheries business is a fishery business based on fishing activity and or fishing transportation activity. Integrated capture fisheries business fishing activity carried out in a in an integrated manner with fish processing activity. This is according to minister decree, of course, Minister of Marine Affairs and Fisheries, number 14, 2011. If we see the figure or the diagram here, we have three main components of the capture fisheries business system. Firstly, fishing unit. If we call fishing unit, uh, must be composed of fishing boat, fishing gear, fishing auxiliary, as well as fisher. So this is very important component to catch the fish. And the second important component is fishing ground, because without good fishing ground, so we cannot catch the fish in big quantity, of course, in a success volume of fish cat, of course. So when we talking about fishing ground, so there are nature and also artificial fishing ground. So we operate the fishing gear to catch the fish in the fishing ground, and then after we get the cats, so we transport the cats by boat, and also the boat used to transport fish and also to transport the supplies uh, for the fishing operation. So we transport the cats to the fishing port. This is fishing port is the supporting component of the capture fisheries business system. Here in the fishing port in the land, of course, we can uh, process of the fish in the processing industry, and also uh, we have also here material and fishing gear industry and fish shipbuilding industry. When we talk about the capture fisheries industry as shown by this diagram, so you can see here that uh, the capture fisheries industry, they compose the main three components as already mentioned before. Fish resources, we have to know the fish resources and also the potency here, and fishing fleet, we have to prepare on to provide the fishing fleet, and also fisher who will operate the fishing gear and doing to do the fishing operation in the fishing ground. And this is of course uh, related to the capital dynamic here in fishing fleet and in fishing fisher, and also labor dynamic in the fisher here, and population dynamic in the fish resources, and of course fish resources depending to the ecosystem and also biophysic environment. So by doing fishing operation here, we can get the uh, fish cats, and the cats can be sent to the market to sell to the market, and of course will give the benefit, uh, the social, culture, and economic and biodiversity benefit. So the development of the capture fisheries industry include three main subsystems: the fishing industry subsystem, the processing industry, and marketing. The acceleration of capture fisheries industry required the synergy of all subsystem, because the output of the subsystem will become input for other subsystem. The development of the capture fisheries industry is needed to be able to increase catch in a sustainable manner. This slide show you the fisheries management area in Indonesia water. So that's mean also the fishing ground for operation of fishing fleet here. So in our uh, Indonesian water, we have the archipelago sea cover 3.1 million kilometers. We also have the economic exclusive zone sea is about 2.7 million kilometer. So in Indonesia water, we have 11 uh, fisheries management area. So we divided to 11 fisheries management area. For example, fisheries management area 571 in the Malacca Strait and Andaman Sea, fisheries management area 711 in the Karimata Straits and Natuna Sea, and also South China Sea, and fisheries management areas 716 in Sulawesi Sea, and also uh, Halmahera, North Halmahera Halmahera Island Sea or waters, and etc. So we have 11 fisheries management area here used as the fishing ground or uh, area for the operation of fishing gear by the fisher. So we have biodiversity in species of fish, but in connection with the fishing business, of course, we have economically important fish resources. For example, here, uh, as shown in this figure, in this slide, uh, tuna fish species, for example, tunus tonggol here, they have length until 105 centimeter. And also we have skipjack here, Katsbonus pelagis, the length until 90 centimeter. Albacora or Tunus alalunga, the length until 120 centimeter. And also we have uh, jack mackerel or uh, barred Spanish mackerel, Scomberomus commersoni. And also we have Tunus albacers, yellowfin tuna, Tunus obesus, big eye tuna, and also the shortened bluefin tuna. This is the expensive one. The length can reach to 225 centimeters. This is the economical important fish resources, especially for demersal fish resources, for example, uh, red snapper, Lujanus sanguinus, uh, the total length can reach 90 centimeter. And also we have Baramundi or giant perch or lattice Kalka river. So the length can reach 200 centimeter. And also we have grouper or grassy grouper, Epinopolus tauvani. The length can reach 150 centimeter. We also have the shrimp or crustacea, for example. This is Peneus monodon or tiger prawn, banana prawn, Peneus merguensis, and also we have swimming crabs like here. And next, I'm going to explain about the operation of uh, fishing gear. For example, the operation of bottom troll, bottom swim troll. This is the illustration of the operation of bottom swim troll. Uh, as you can read here, description net in the form of conical bags with wing, bodies, and nets equipped with a net mouth opener, or we call it with outerboard or beam, and fish turtle separator for separating bycatch fish. Fish separator or bycatch excluder device or turtle excluder device with the size of the mesh on the coat end not less than 3 centimeter and etc. This bottom shrimp troll is similar to the name, targeting shrimp and other bycatch and also demersal fish. So this fishing gear is not specific to catch one species, but other many species can be caught by this uh, bottom shrimp troll. And the next senet or boat senet. The net is conical back which has wing, a body, and nets back as well as towing, as you can see here in the photograph. This is one kind of the artisanal fisheries. The operation in the surface water layer or pelagic is then directly pulled from the ship that is not moving. Fishing auxiliary, for example, lamp and or fish aggregating device. This net targeting pelagic fish. Gill net. Gill net is the net consists of several series of rectangular meshes with maximum net length of 2,500 meters. The operation on the surface layer uh, drifting with the current. Fishing auxiliary lamp, electronic auxiliary, fish detection or fish finder, auxiliary fishing equipment, net drum, and this is gillnet targeting the pelagic fish species. Leaf net, this is mobile floating leaf net. The net is in the form of a rectangular bag equipped with a bamboo frame on the side. The operation carried out in the surface water by lowering and lifting the vertical form from the center of the boat or raft. Fishing auxiliary light as a means of collecting fish and roller for lowering and lifting net. Electronic device, fish detector or fish finder, target species targeting fish, squid, and coffee, anchovy, and demersal fish of positive phototaxis. Percent, this is the kind of bulk fishing method. A rectangular of trapezoidal mesh with a ring and purse line. Operation in the surface water layer until the net form a pocket that it is pulled directly from the boat that is not moving or passive. Mesh size is not less than 1 inch, and for large pelagic species is not less than 3 inch. Fishing auxiliary lamp or fish aggregating device, electronic device, fish detector like fish finder, fishing machine, auxiliary winch, power block, and gallows. This fishing gear percent targeting pelagic fish, not specific one species, but all of the pelagic fish are to be targeted by the percent. Tuna longline. Tuna longline is a series of fishing line with a rigging system consisting of the main line, branch line, and buoy line. Operation carried out horizontally in the surface and middle water layer. Electronic device they use also, for example, fish detector or fish finder, fishing machine, auxiliary, land hauler, land thrower, line rangers. Target tuna or big pelagic fish. Trap. Trap portable pot. This type of trap consists of frame and body with trap mode. Operation can be a series of the surface layer, middle or bottom water. targeting pelagic and demersal fish. This is the illustration or figure of the species targeting by traps, and also the shelter or what we call fish aggregating device, yeah, or basket trap to catch the fish or crustacea. This is also trap. We call it with set net. This fishing gear was developed by Japanese company. For example, set net to catch also salmon, and salmon when they uh, do migration activity, so this net leader net can cut off the migration route of the uh, fish, targeting fish, so they can they cannot be caught by the net. This is a figure show you what fisheries and aquaculture production and utilization. The blue uh, histogram or chart show the aquaculture production, and the yellow one is the capture activity that show the number of production number increase, but very low number or little number of the increasing of the production in capture fisheries compared to the aquaculture production. This is also the figure show you the global capture fisheries and aquaculture, so we can compare the production from 1990 to 2030. This is the estimation. So aquaculture give or provide more fish to Indonesian people and show the progressive or intensive production. This is the leveling off for the capture fisheries. Leveling off, it's difficult to increase the production by the uh, activity in capture fisheries. Next, I would like to explain about the world capture fisheries issues. So we have some issues in capture fisheries, for example, mostly dominated by small scale fisheries. The issues food security, poverty alleviation, and poverty prevention. And the second, overcapacity in the fishing fleet. The third, global fish stock, which show the decreasing trend of the non-fully exploited fish trades, commodities issues, traceability, CAT certificate, IUU fishing, or illegal, unreported, and unregulated IUU fishing, live or low impact, full efficient fishing. This is this slide show you mismanagement of fishing gear operation. So, for example, in the left figures to show you the destruction of coral reef due to the un friendly fishing technology that used by the fisher. For example, here this is the condition of good condition for coral reef and fish before trawling and after trawling. Here, so many debris from the coral reef and no uh, fish available at that water. So this graph show you a figure, show you sovereignty ranking of fishing gear. Uh, as we can see here, uh, this is the more safer and the blue one is safe. For example, bottom troll, this fishing gear give contribution significantly contribution to the grade of yeah. So here uh, so many fishing gear here they give impact to the environment, not the environment but also to the fish stock. For example, here the impact is quite high for bottom troll also high, bottom gillnet lower than bottom troll rates, and also we have bottom long line, pot and trip here under 50% pelagic fish and so on. And this is the green, so you that this condition the impact is very low. This is for example ecological impact of fishing gear. So uh, according to this map or ecological impact, this is rating of the ecological impact of fishing gear used on the west and east coast of Canada. For example, here bottom gillnet they give quite significant impact to the fish resource. For example, ground fish. The others quite good because only few number of yeah cats and also the impact to the environment. Bottom long line, bottom troll. This is better yeah, harpoon, all green or blue. Yeah, this is the condition of the impact of fishing gear. So I would like to show you a framework for sustainable fisheries assessment, for example, here by Charles at the ET 2001. So if we talking about the sustainable fisheries, so we have to consider ecological sustainability, community sustainability, socio-economic sustainability, and also institutional sustainability. So component of sustainability comprise of ecological sustainability, socio-economic sustainability, community sustainability, institutional sustainability, uh, and also this is important one to add here, technological sustainability. Uh, we can mention here selective and eco-friendly technology. This is the fact of Indonesian fact of SDG fact set. So Indonesia here. Uh, so for example, in 2011, about 55% of the Indonesian animal protein supply come from fish and seafood. In 2012, the fishing industry accounted for 21% in Indonesia agricultural. economic and marine resources contribute 3% annually on the GDP. In 2011, over 6 million people in Indonesia were engaged in inland and marine fishing and fish farming. This is effort toward the sustainable ocean economy or blue economy. And so in this slide, sustainable and productive fisheries future, managing coastal and marine asset, realizing Indonesia tourism potential, combating practice for such source to sea, aligning COVID-19 recorded effect effort with the needs of ocean sector, and the last integrated policy for a blue economy. If we talking about the environmentally friendly fishing technology, there are some criteria by CCRF and FAO. Firstly, highest selectivity, and secondly, do not destroy habitat. Third, produce high quality of fish. No, four, no harm to fishermen. Five, production do not harm consumer. Low bycatch, no bad impact on biodiversity. Do not harm protected fish, and the last nine, social acceptable. This is the illustration. The wise fisher versus foolish fisher. So the wise fisher is always uh, ask or so be selective, be selective. So in the left side here, my professor is very happy, and the right side, this is the also illustration about the fishery. This is a slide show you the future of capture of fisheries industry 4.0. This is the kind of the sensor they put on the net, the mode of the net. So this is of course only fish with the troll net equipped with various control sensor here, control fish entering the net control sensor. This is the future fishing technology here. The future fisheries is sustainable capture fisheries, which is giving attention to the sustainable aspect. For example, ecology, socio-economic, community, institution, and as well as technology. Capture fisheries business is pushed to utilize a digital technology, cyber physical system, towards the effect of fisheries industry. This is capture fisheries development strategy here. So we have here a fisher utilization by using technology, and we get the fish and environment. This is in the same group with the sustainable fisher. So utilization or technology, so we can implement the program of professor. Yeah, the program of the program implementation. This is socialization, and so we have here environmentally fishing technology, habitat development, and here government organization and university. And the next marine and fisheries development strategy in the uh, industrial era 4.0 revolution. Marine and fisheries development strategies facing the industrial era 4.0 revolution. Firstly, encouraging the government, companies, and key players in fisheries and marine affairs in Indonesia to improve their ability to utilize digital technology. And second, able to use digital technologies such as big data, autonomous robotic, cyber security, cloud, and augmented reality to provide benefit in increasing efficiency and reducing costs. Fisheries actors and communities are able to carry out technology innovation in collaboration with other sectors. The government must be an effective vehicle in effort to empower the coastal communities of the archipelago by building modern humus, but still based on the empirics, uh, based on the principles of kinship and mutual cooperation. And the last, the government must also have appropriate and integrated policy and roadmap in the management and development of the international fisheries and marine sector in a sustainable manner. I think that's all of my lecture, and hope you can understand. And also, after this lecture, you have to do uh, discussion with your member or group. So I already give the three article about the problem in an issue, important issue in marine affairs and fisheries. So you have to give your idea how to give alternative solution uh, for its issues or for its problem in capture fisheries. Thank you very much. Selamat pagi.